Good morning. This is the weather hazard briefing for Saturday, January 18th. Thanks for joining us this morning. Well, the cold air has finally arrived. We've been talking about it for many, many days now, and it is finally here. This will be the coldest air that we've seen so far this winter. We'll continue throughout the weekend and into the first part of the work week. And then things will slowly start to moderate as we progress through the upcoming week, but temperatures will remain on the cooler side of normal. However, it will remain dry across the region. Looking at the satellite imagery from across the Pacific Northwest this morning, we do still have some cloud cover in place across eastern Idaho. Some of these clouds you're seeing here across the Magic Valley and the South Hills are still producing a little bit of light snow out there this morning. The rest of the region is free of snow at this point, and this activity will continue for a couple more hours and should be pretty much over with by the time the sun comes up this morning, and things will remain dry here for the foreseeable future. That being said, our weather risk outlook, really the only thing to talk about is the cold, and if you've been watching for the last few days, you know we've spent lots of time talking about it, and it's finally here, and that's really all that I have to talk about here weather-wise for the next few days. So as you wake up this morning, temperature is generally going to be in the teens to single digits. Areas closer towards the Montana border and up towards Yellowstone will be in the negative single digits below zero, as will parts of the Stanley Basin. We won't warm up all that much today, generally expecting teens and 20s for highs across the region. Same can be said for tomorrow as well, as Sunday also looks continued cold. Sunday morning, our overnight lows will be a little bit cooler than what you wake up to this morning, but it does look like we'll have quite a bit of clouds overhead tomorrow night and into Sunday morning, which will kind of put a blanket over the area, if you will, keeping those temperatures from really bottoming out. Things will change, though, as we get into Sunday night and Monday, as we'll kind of get a secondary push of colder air, which should help get rid of that cloud cover and really allow temperatures to bottom out as we wake up Monday morning. Image on the left here shows our forecast overnight low temperatures. These are the actual air temperatures, so you can see a good portion of the eastern part of the state is below zero, with teens to some spots approaching maybe 20 below zero as you head up towards Island Park. There will be a little bit of wind with it, not a lot, maybe 5 to 10 miles per hour, but just enough to really increase those wind chill values over a good portion of the eastern half of the forecast area. You can see widespread negative 10 to negative 30 wind chill values. So as such, we did issue an extreme cold watch this morning. This is a new product. It kind of replaces our old wind chill products that we used to issue. But generally the name may have changed, but the hazard is still predominantly issued for wind chills. So in this particular case, we're expecting wind chills in the watch area to approach negative 20 to negative 35 below zero. So this does include parts of the Snake Plain, including Idaho Falls, and parts of Pocatello and Blackfoot. The southern extent of this watch is a bit more marginal, if you will. Those temperatures, if we go back to look at some of those wind chill values, you can see our forecast wind chill around Pocatello is 11 below zero. But parts of that zone are approaching that minus 20 criteria as you head up towards Blackfoot, and certainly some of the more rural areas in the southern part of the Snake Plain will get closer. So we'll see if this whole region will get extended to extreme cold warnings over the next 24 to 36 hours, or if it will only be part of the area. But either way, regardless of what gets issued, it's going to be quite chilly out there as you wake up Monday morning. So do take some precautions for that. And despite all the sunshine that we're expected on Monday, temperatures aren't going to warm up all that much, with generally teens expected across a good portion of the area for our high temperatures. And again, as soon as the sun goes down, the temperature should bottom out pretty quick. Doesn't look like it'll get quite as cold, but still obviously quite cold as you wake up on Tuesday morning. There won't be quite as much wind either, so our wind chill values Tuesday morning are not quite as cold as what we're going to see Monday morning, but they are obviously still cold. So some additional extreme cold watches and or warnings could be needed for portions of the area as well on Tuesday morning. Probably not quite as widespread as what's currently out for Monday, but we'll see. It's still a few days away, so things can change. As we get into Tuesday, temperatures start to slowly moderate. You can see parts of the Magic Valley and Snake Plain, at least the lower Snake Plain, returning into the mid to upper 20s, maybe some lower 30s in the Magic Valley. The upper Snake, across the INL, and certainly as you head up towards the Continental Divide and the Yellowstone area, still remaining quite cold, but warmer than what we had for earlier this week. So, and the warming trend will continue as we progress into Wednesday and Thursday and Friday. These temperatures will warm up a few degrees each day, a bit closer to normal by the time we get to the end of the work week. But again, it's expected to remain dry. Doesn't look like we have any chance for precipitation until maybe Friday at the earliest, potentially next weekend. But this system, at the moment at least, doesn't look all that impressive, but it's really the best chance we have for precipitation, and it's still 6 to 7 days away. So that's all I have for you. Thanks for joining us. Have a great Saturday, great weekend, and stay warm.